it was one of life's lovely little surprises. Under the helmet, if you warn other drivers of speed cameras that you can get done for it, it's a pain in the ass. Of course I've got a rant. God, I said before in a video that every time I go and pay for fuel, I end up getting stuck behind some fucking idiot, and it's happened again. Stuck behind this guy because his fucking card wasn't working, and then they had to phone someone. And anyway, bonjour, hello, guten tag. So join me, folks, on my trip to Abingdon. Something happened to me today, and I'll share it with you. Well, actually, it happened yesterday, and I'll share it with you. It was one of life's lovely little surprises, and I've also got another bloody rant. Of course, I've got a rant, which I'll talk about in here. I'll talk about it shortly, because it's basically to do with speed cameras and people warning other people about speed cameras, which happens quite a lot, right? But I want to talk about it because there's something that is worth ranting about. Finally some good weather. Mind you, it was really good weather on the weekend where I was down in Cornwall with my lady. Oh, it is bloody warm, but that is a lovely breeze. I've got all my vents open in my helmet, except one. I couldn't fucking get it open. That is an ugly thing, isn't it? That VW ID Buzz. It looks like a fucking looks like a fat iPhone on wheels, doesn't it? So yeah, I am heading over to Abingdon, one of my favourite places. I think I've spoke about Abingdon on a video before. But basically it's where I started my military career back in 1996, and I was there for about 4 years. Yeah, 4 years, there or thereabouts, before I went over to Northern Ireland. But yeah, I really love Abingdon. So many memories there, and yeah, it's a nice town. It's a nice little town. But anyway, so you'll never guess what happened to me yesterday. So we got back from Cornwall. So Hayley and I, we went for a weekend away in a place called Lewes in Cornwall, and it was absolutely beautiful. Loved it, loved every minute of it. And then, as you do, you get back home after being away for a weekend or whatever, and then you think, God, it's Monday tomorrow, back to work. And I thought I'd better check my work diary to find out what I'm actually doing tomorrow. I couldn't remember whether I was supposed to be working from home today or whether going into the office. So I thought I'd better check. And to my surprise, I'd forgotten that I had actually booked the day off. So a nice little surprise day off. Chuffed to bits. So yeah, I couldn't believe it. I completely forgot that I'd booked the day off. I thought Hayley had booked the day off as well, but it turns out I think she'd cancelled the Monday. She just took the Friday off because we travelled to Cornwall on the Friday. So I thought she was off Friday and Monday, and I think she sort of remembers a conversation where she told me she'd cancelled the Monday. I can't remember that conversation, but yeah, I didn't cancel the Monday, so I got a bonus day off. So I had a bit of a lie-in this morning, and then I got up and I potted around a little bit, did a few things around the house, and I thought I'm just going to go for a ride. Fuck it, why not? And I'll take you with me for another episode of Under the Helmet. I'm heading over to Abingdon, one of my favourite places of all time. And I think I've mentioned it before on a video, but basically Abingdon is it's the place where I started my military career. I absolutely love the place, so many good memories there. I think I was there for about 4 years, before I then went to Northern Ireland. So yeah, come with me to Abingdon. Yeah, this little village you're going through now is Lechlade, and it is absolutely stunning. If you ever get down to the Cotswolds, I definitely recommend visiting Lechlade on the river. There's a pub there, the Riverside. The food is really nice, and also you can't quite see it, but the other side of the wall there was a place where you can hire like kayaks and canoes and boats and pedals. So on a day like this you can spend a bit of time on the river as well. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful little village or town. Lechlade. Is it a town? Is it a village? I don't know. So yeah, I might even pop to Blade in Abingdon, so basically a bike dealer called Blade, and just see what bikes are got in there. Very sexy. Whew. Just had to stop for a drink because bloody hell it's warm. Not that I'm complaining though, you know, that is absolutely not a complaint, because I bloody love it. I love the heat. Sunshine on a rainy day. Right, let's get going again then. Anyway, I was going to rant, wasn't I? So I was browsing through social media this morning and I came across a Facebook post, and it was a local Facebook group, and somebody had advertised on there saying that there was a mobile speed camera in a certain area. And a couple of people had commented saying, oh, it's illegal to warn people of that. Now, I don't know whether that's a fact or not. It probably is. I've heard that before, right, that if you warn other drivers of speed cameras that you can get done for it. I have heard that, so I'm inclined to believe that that's true, that is illegal. But like, seriously, what the fuck? Why is that illegal? Why? Because at the end of the day, if you imagine, right, let's look at this logically. Let's apply some logic to this. So if the speed cameras are there to deter speeding, and not to catch people but to deter speeding, and I've heard police officers say that before. There is I can't remember the name of the copper that does loads of TikToks. I'm sure I've heard him say that speed cameras are there as a deterrent. They want to discourage people from speeding, of course, and that makes perfect sense. They don't want people to speed, right? I've also explicitly, if I remember this rightly, explicitly heard him say that speed cameras are not there simply just to catch people, but to deter them, right? So let's say that that's true. Again, I don't know if any of this is actual fact, right, but let's say that that's true. Speed cameras are there to deter people from speeding, which is why, and it seems logical, it's why speed cameras are advertised. Like the police or local authorities on their web pages, they advertise where speed cameras are going to be, don't they, to deter people from speeding. So how the hell could it be illegal for another driver to basically say to someone else, oh, be careful, there's a speed camera there? Because surely what you're doing is you're deterring people from speeding. You're doing exactly what the police claim to be doing, and also you're preventing a crime. So using that same logic, right, so helping someone to not commit a crime, if that's the right words, let's use that same logic in a different crime. Let's say you saw someone who was about to get robbed, and you called out to the robber hey, stop, there's police around the corner. Now let's say, and again I'm making this situation up, but let's say that that was your choice of action, rather than try to tackle the robber because you didn't want to put yourself in danger, and also your main aim is to stop someone else getting robbed. So basically you say to the robber, hey, stop, there's police around the corner. So in other words, what you've done is you've warned the person of police presence to prevent that person from committing a crime. You've also stopped someone getting robbed. But if we use the same logic as the speed camera situation, you would get arrested for it. You'd get taken to court, you get fined. Do you know? It makes no sense, does it? Now obviously that wouldn't happen. I'm not saying that would happen, of course it wouldn't. But I'm just using a hypothetical situation to apply the same logic that is used for warning other road users of a speed camera. And it's just, it makes no bloody sense. And then even, like I said, you could find out, you could go online and they're advertised, you know, road safety campaigns, local authorities, the police themselves, I think, they advertise where these speed cameras are going to be on what days. So they tell you where they're going to be. So how is it different that someone else tells you where a speed camera is? It is fucking, it just makes no sense. It is complete bollocks. So yeah, apparently if you warn other drivers of a speed camera, you can get fined, or, you know, I don't know whether you're taken to court or whether it's a criminal offence, but, and again, you know, put it another way, if it is a criminal offence, then technically you become a criminal for stopping someone else from becoming a criminal. Like, Jesus, like, it is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. But apparently it's speed cameras are a deterrent, right? But we're not allowed to deter each other. It's just horrendous. It makes no bloody sense. But yeah, it baffles me. You can't tell anyone else that we're here because you're committing an offence. Fuck off. Taking a little detour actually before I head into Abingdon, because I want to go and have a look at the quick look at the barracks where I used to be based. So this is basically the back gate with the airfield, Abingdon airfield. And I'm going to basically ride round to the front gate, and then I'm also going to ride round to where the house that I used to live. So yeah, 1996 I came to Abingdon, 1996. So yeah, I don't know if you're, you know, even the slightest bit interested, but I'm going to show you Abingdon. I'm going to show you the barracks and the military houses where all the married soldiers live, basically. All these houses here, I don't know whether they still are, but all these houses here on this side used to be married quarters, and some of them down there as well was where the officers lived. Here was where a lot of the senior ranks lived, and you can tell because you see how big the houses are compared to the ones where I used to live. So yeah, this is Dalton Barracks, my first military home. There used to be 2 regiments on this camp, 3 close support regiment and 4 general support regiment, and I served in both. But yeah, all these are soldiers' houses, or at least they were, but like I said, I don't know if some of them were sold off. I don't know if some of them, if, you know, I don't think there is 2 regiments on camp anymore, so I don't think there might not be a need for so many married quarters for soldiers. But yeah, all these were, or certainly used to be, married quarters. And this is the little street where I used to live back in the late 90s. It's a lot different now. It's all been revamped. It's all been done out. But out there, number 17 Spey Road. That was my house, my very first house. Lots of memories there with the kids. It really is a nice little town centre, and like I say, it just brings back loads of memories for me, really. I mean, you might not be bloody interested, you might not care, you might have already switched off a long time ago and gone back over to TikTok and watched cat videos. But if you're still with me, fantastic. This is Abingdon, where I'm going to stop for a nice cold drink on this gorgeous day. Bloody gorgeous day. Gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous. And I can't park where I normally park because there's a market on, so now I'll have to park down here in this shade. But anyway, I'm gonna head home now, so yeah, thank you for joining me, thank you for listening and bearing with me again on another episode of Under the Helmet.